Hi! Today I'll be making a custom doll of Applejack for My Little Pony, but with a twist. This doll will be an Applejack custom if she went to Monster High. It's another doll from my series of My Little Pony characters at Monster High. And if you're interested in my other creations, you can check them out on my TikTok or Instagram, which are linked in my bio. I've also uploaded a video where I make Fluttershy on here, so feel welcome to watch it. For this project I will be using this Cleo the Night G3 budget doll. So first I need to boil her head to remove it from her body. Applejack will be the daughter of a scarecrow, because I think that this monster will fit her character best. Now I'm cutting off her head. Now I need to remove the remaining hair with tweezers. The glue inside the head needs to soften for this to work, so sometimes you have to keep the head in boiling water for longer, or dip it in a few times while you're working. Now I'm removing the factory paint on her scalp. I'm preparing her body for spraying with Mr. Super Clear. I'm doing that because I want to blush her body with pastels, and Mr. Super Clear creates a matte finish on the body so that the pigment from the pastel sticks to it. My favorite part of starting a new project is cleaning my paint palette. It's oddly satisfying to pick the right acrylic paint off the palette. I'm painting the scalp with a color similar to the hair I will reroot her with. I'm doing that so that there won't be any bald spots showing. I'm using my rerooting tool to give her new hair. I picked these two shades of blonde because I could not decide which one is better, and I'm mixing them a bit for the hair to look natural. Now I'm securing the hair with glue. Time to blush her body. I want her to look a bit sunburned. Now I'm putting this veil on her to protect her hair from the repaint. Now I'm removing her factory paint with acetone. And now I'm working on her face up. Some things are harder to paint than others, so I had to finish her eyebrows off camera. I've added some freckles and glossed her eyes and lips with a glossy varnish. Now I'm working on her top. I have this old piece of fabric that is just perfect for this project. I want the top to be ruched a bit. After I'm done with the ruching, I just wiggle the material and thread a bit to get the amount of ruching that I want. And now the bottom part of the blouse I just sew to the top. Now I'm making her sleeves. I also used ruching here, both on the top as well as on the bottom, and then I joined the sleeves together. I've also made frills, ruching them at one side and sewing them onto the bottom of the sleeves. want her to have one hand made of hay. She should be made of hay in her entirety actually, but it will be like the material that stretches over her hay body and acts like her skin, just tore apart at her hand, and you can see the inside of it. So I'm using this jute string and gluing it on with some hot glue onto her hand. I decided to give her a lot of piercings in her ears, so I'm making holes with my rerouting tool. The earrings are made of jewelry parts, beads and some jewelry wire. Now for her cowboy hat. I have this old hat, which I believe comes from a dancing mycene doll. I just need to cut the stars off and sandpaper it a bit, because I want it to look old. Now I'm making her denim vest. Honestly, I just kinda eyeballed it and hoped for the best, using her original dress as a guide. I've ended up with these 3 parts that I just joined together. I did not bother to finish the edges because I wanted the vest to look distressed as well. Now I'll be painting this old dog figure so AJ can have her Winona. I thought about making her pants, but I had these ones laying around and they just fit her perfectly. So I've decided to use them and just customize them with some patches. Now for her shoes. I've had these cowboy boots, and unfortunately they are too small, but I figured that nobody will see them much anyhow, since her pants are so long. Still, I wanted them to match her outfit, so I painted them. I'm also painting this belt, which also comes from some mycene doll. I've also styled her hair, made her bag from an old Christmas ornament and jewelry parts, And I made her a tiny bracelet with some wire and beads. And here she is.